What is the mystery or tattva behind this GUNDICA Marjan Lila that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has mentioned in Anubhasya, that will read and discuss. Understand? In commenting on the cleansing of GUNDICA temple, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally giving instructions on how one should receive the Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, within one's clean and pacified heart. If one wants to see Krishna seated in his heart, he must first cleanse the heart, as prescribed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sikhyastaka Chetodarpana Marjana. In this age, everyone's heart is unclean, contaminated, dirty, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Hrudyantasthoi abhadrani. To wash all dirty things accumulated within the heart, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised everyone to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The first result will be that the heart is clean, Chetodarpana Marjanam. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam 1-17 also confirms this statement. Srimad Krishna Sokadha Krishna Punya Savana Kirtana Udjastho Hi Abhadrani Vidhanoti Susada. Sri Krishna, the personality Godhead, who is Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who relishes his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. If the devotee at all wants to cleanse his heart, he must chant and hear glories of Lord Krishna, Sranatang Sokatha Krishna. This is a simple process. Krishna himself will help cleanse the heart because he is already seated there. Krishna wants to continue living within the heart, and the Lord wants to give directions. But one has to keep his heart as clean as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept the GUNDICA temple clean. Understand? That is the mystery or tattva behind cleansing GUNDICA temple. Understand? This Lila. The devotee therefore has to clean the heart, just as the Lord cleansed the GUNDICA temple. In this way, one can be pacified and enriched in devotional service. If the heart is filled with straw, grains and of sand, weeds or dust, in other words, Annam Vilasa Purna, one cannot enthrone the Supreme Personality of Godhead there. The heart must be cleansed of all material motives brought about through fruitive work, speculative knowledge, mystic yoga system, and so many other forms of so-called meditation. All these activities are against the natural growth of spontaneous love of Godhead. As soon as these are present within the heart should be understood to be unclean and therefore unfit to serve as Krishna's sitting place. We cannot perceive the Lord's presence in our heart unless our hearts are cleansed and purified. A material desire is explained as a desire to enjoy the material world to its fullest extent. In modern language, this is called economic development. An inordinate desire for economic development is considered to be like straws and grains of sand within the heart. If one is overly engaged in material activity, the heart will always remain disturbed, as stated by Narottam Das Thakur, संसार विषानोले दिवानिशी हिया जोले जुड़ाइते ना कोई न उपाय. In other words, endeavor for material opulence is against the principles of devotional service. Material enjoyment includes activities such as great sacrifices for auspicious activity, charity, austerity, alleviation to higher planetary system, and even living happily within the material world. Modernized, the material benefits are like the dust of material contamination. When this dust is agitated by the whirlwind of spiritual activity, it overcomes the heart. Thus the mirror of the heart is covered with dust. There are many desires to perform auspicious and inauspicious activities, but people do not know how, life after life, they are keeping their hearts unclean. One who cannot give up the desire for spiritual activity is understood to covered by the dust of material contamination. Karmis generally think that the interaction of spiritual activities can be counteracted by another karma or spiritual activity. This is certainly a mistaken conception. If one is deluded by such conception, he is cheated by his own activity. Such activities have been compared to an elephant's bathing. An elephant may bathe very thoroughly, but as soon as it comes out of the river, immediately takes some sand from the land and throws it all over its body. If one suffers due to his past spiritual activities, he cannot counteract his suffering by performing auspicious activities. Thus, suffering of human society cannot be counteracted by material plans. The only way suffering can be mitigated is by Krishna consciousness. When one takes to Krishna consciousness and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord, beginning with the chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord, the cleansing of the heart begins. Impersonal speculation, monism, merging into existence of the Supreme, speculative knowledge, mystical yoga and meditation are all compared to grains of sand. They simply cause irritation to the heart. No one can satisfy the Supreme Personal Godhead by such activities, nor do we give the Lord a chance to sit in our heart peacefully. Rather, the Lord is simply disturbed by them. Sometimes yogis and jnanis in the beginning take to the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra as a way to begin their various practices. However, when they falsely think that they have attained release from bondage of material existence, they give up chanting. They do not consider that the ultimate goal is the form of the Lord or the name of the Lord. Such unfortunate creatures are never favored by Supreme Personality Godhead, for they do not know what devotional service is. They are described in Bhagavad Gita in this way: Tan aham duisat kruran sansare sunaradhaman khipami adasram asubhan asrusyeva jonisu. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. Gita, 16th chapter, 19th verse. The demons are always envious of the Lord and His devotees, and are therefore most mischievous. By his practical example, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown us that all the grains of sand must be picked up thoroughly and thrown outside. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also cleansed the outside of the temple, fearing that the grains of sand would again come within if there is a whirlwind. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains that even though one may become free from the desire of spiritual activity, sometimes the subtle desire for spiritual activity comes into being within the heart. One often thinks of conducting business to improve devotional activity. However, the contamination is so strong that it may later develop into misunderstanding, described as kutinati, fault finding, and pratisthasa, the desire for name and fame and for high position, jiva hinsa, envy of other living entities, nisiddhacharo, accepting things forbidden in the Shastra, kama, desire for material gain, and puja, hankering for popularity. The word kutinati means duplicity. As an example, one may attempt to imitate Srila Haridas Thakur by living in a solitary place. One's real desire may be for name and fame. In other words, one thinks that the fools will accept one to be as good as Haridas Thakur just because one lives in a solitary place. These are all material desires. A neophyte devotee is certain to be attacked by other material desires as well, women and money. In this way, the heart is again filled with dirty things and becomes harder and harder, like that of a materialistic. Gradually, one desires to become a reputed devotee or an avatar incarnation. The word jiva hinsa, envy of other living entities, actually means stopping preaching of Krishna consciousness.